and welcome once again to the Olympic Training Center, about 30 kilometers outside Bucharest, the venue for the 2018 European Weightlifting Championships. Mikhaila Breeze alongside myself, David Goldstrom, for tonight's men's 77-kilo championship of Europe. Won a year ago by Dumitru Captari of Romania with a total of 360 kilos, but no Romanian representative in tonight's final. But a pretty close affair, 35 kilos spread, and this is the scene in the warm-up room. The start list, they weighed in a couple of hours ago, so you can see who was near to the mark there. You can see Yunda Betula of Bulgaria weighed in at 76.90, and also down the bottom there, Razvan Matta of Romania. I did say there was no Romanian, my apologies, 76.90. He's also on the heavy side of the class. So let's meet him now. Nico Müller for Germany. Germany on the medal roster last night with Robert Joachim, and representing Albania, the 2014 European champion. Next, Tim Kring. Not only is he 4 times Nordic champion, but he's 11 times Danish national champion as well. Well, Rebecca Koha struck gold for Latvia. This is the junior European champion of last year. Daniel Barr represents Poland from the northern part of his country, and the first of 2 Spanish lifters. They both actually come from the Canary Islands, Las Palmas territory. And you can see both of them in action in World Championships out in America last year. This is the Romanian who was runner-up to his teammate last year. So will he take over the mantle? And Daniel Gondeli here for Albania. There are 2 Albanians in the lineup tonight, and we'll have a little bit more to talk about, but in fact...
Yeah, David, just going through that lineup, we are actually missing one of them.
Yeah, I've just seen it, just withdrawn.
Keremay hasn't turned up, so do we know anything about him? Do we know
No, because that's just that is a very late withdrawal.
It is. I mean, he's on our start list, and literally he hasn't come out to be presented, and he wasn't in the lineup that we've just seen, so I'm not sure what's happened to him. We'll try and find out.
So we're down to 9 athletes, and this is the man in the B group, Ahmed Alam, who snatched, as you can see there, 134 kilos to produce the best effort in the snatch phase. Now onto the clean and jerk, same man, and this was for 6 out of 6, 159, 163, 166. So a perfect set, Mikhaila, in the B group earlier today.
You cannot ask any more. When you're out on your own in the B group, all you can do is your best, and he's done that. You can see what it means to him.
And Denmark with a big squad of lifters here. He totaled up 300. That's a good effort, terrific effort to get 6 out of 6. But when I look at the entry totals for tonight's A group, well, the lowest of them really is around 335. So the B group shouldn't trouble the A group, if you understand me. There's Captari, the winner, and all the way back in time to the early establishment of these weight classes. And you can see there Turkey and Russia, a couple of the countries of the 7 who are not with us at this European Championship, having been suspended for a year by the International Weightlifting Federation. And those the opening weights there. And I think this might just be a little bit more competitive than maybe the women's earlier on today, because the Romanians were really dominant in that, but this has got more opportunity.
Well, we've got Daniel Gondeli. He's clearly posted some of the biggest openers. Can the others get close to him? Can he execute in the warm-up? He's been off the international stage for a while. So
yeah, he's been off 4 years, and the reason for that...
been a naughty boy.
Yeah, he's served his time for the crime, but I'm always uncomfortable. I think you are as well, Michaela. We both believe that, you know, there should be no second chances.
Well, David, quite simply, when you've abused the system and you've had the gains as a result, you have that muscle memory, you've lifted those weights, and it's so much easier to get back to them than it was to get there in the first place, and you've done that unfairly, so that's my view.
4-time Nordic champion, 11 times Danish champion. Alejandro Gonzalez is next.
So here we go with the men's 77-kilo championship of Europe. Michaela Breeze together with myself, David Goldstrom. First man on the stage, Tim Kring, representing Denmark from Copenhagen. This is the 4-time Nordic champion. Got a personal best of 142 in competition, although he's done 143 just recently in the Danish championships.
Well, he landed it, no problem, and there was a bit of apprehension as he received it. It was a case of, is it there, isn't it?
But that is 137 kilos. It was Denmark versus Denmark for the first attempt. Ahmed Alam, the man in the B group earlier in the day, now surpassed by 3 kilos. So a decent start.
Nice technician, looks to be in good positions all the way through. Sits very straight underneath the bar.
Yeah, be looking for him to take at least 3 kilos on the next attempt to...
Yeah, I reckon so, and there's Tina smiling in the middle of the jury, realising she's on the cameras.
Yeah, Tina Bike, the president of tonight's jury, who is from Denmark. And as I said, a really strong contingent have come to take their opportunities here. Not all of them in the A finals, but plenty of them on a major championship stage for the first time in their careers.
Yeah, and partly, as you alluded to earlier, that there's 7 countries that are not allowed to compete at this year's Europeans. Well, it really has opened up the field and given other countries and other lifters who work so hard and do so clean to have the opportunity to be on the big platform. So what we're seeing now is a much more level playing field and a much cleaner competition.
Yeah, and that's what we want to strive for, but we also want to see that when the new rules and regulations come in, that they really are proactive and tough. And I, for one, hope that they include economic penalties, because I think those are a major deterrent component. So Tim Kring following himself here, 4 kilos up. Now, if he gets this, he can really go for a personal best. Looks fine to me.
Absolutely, he's absolutely nailed it. And the good technicians in the competition, they're the ones that are going to be most consistent. 2 from 2.
Earns his living by personal training.
See the shoes these lifters are wearing, they have a built-up heel. It allows you to sit into that squat position. If you try and do it at home, get yourself a broomstick, go into a squat position with a bar overhead and see what happens. You'll either struggle to keep the bar overhead or your heels will come off the floor. Then try it with something wedged underneath, a couple of books under your heels, and just see how much straighter you can sit. That's the advantage of the boots.
So, first appearance for Yunda Betula, representing Bulgaria, 26 years of age. Now, he's got a little bit of a hoodoo to get over. He didn't total at last year's European Championships. It was in the snatch that he ran into a problem. 146 kilos 3 times, didn't get that. He did get a clean and jerk, but he didn't get a total. And this is the moment where he's got to start off by putting all that behind him.
Ooh, does well to steady, was going back, then it was going forward. Good shoulder stability, good core strength to hold it.
So 143, that takes the lead, and so Tim Kring down to second place, and the other Danish athlete who was in the B group, Ahmed Alam, he's in third place at the moment on 134 kilos.
145, please.
But hopefully this is a good start. We like to see lots of white lights early on for everybody to get in the rhythm and warm through. And
we had a good competition last night, didn't we? There was about 8 or 9 successful lifts, one after the other. Let's hope for the same here today.
Nico Müller for Germany lives not too far away from the rather nice city of Heidelberg. Went to the World Championships in December. 150 kilos is what he achieved there. He's got a best of 153 in competition, but yet to really make his mark in European competitions.
David, worth noting, if you look at the way that Müller is built, very, very long in the back, fairly short in the levers. He's ideal build for a weightlifter. Very powerful through the middle part of the lift.
Technically solid.
The longer the back, the more leverage you have. You want to be finishing in a fully extended position. He just whips the shoulders back a little, but lands it super solid. Very dynamic lifter.
Yeah, I'd be looking for a good few more kilos than that. And now the first of the Spanish challengers, Alejandro Gonzalez. As I said, both of the Spanish representatives tonight, they're home. They hail from the Canary Islands, Las Palmas. But both of them finish off their training in the month before championships like this in Madrid in the National Training Center. So half a minute for this man who was 12th in the World Championships. Decent result, 153 kilos. So 145 should be straightforward as a starter.
Did you speak too soon?
I think I did.
Let's have a look. Let's go see it from the side if we can. We'll see what happens. It's all about the angles and the levers and where the bar is in relation to centre of gravity. So from here, on his toes by the time he gets to the knees, jumps back just a tiny bit. From the floor, excuse me, from the floor to mid-thigh is where the lift is won or lost. If you can get the bar to mid-thigh in the right position, then you have a chance of executing. If you've allowed the bar to pull you forward slightly, good luck chasing it.
I mean, the Albanians, two of them, had Kerimai been here, they would have been quite dominant. As it is, we've only got Gudeli, but he posted a total of 360, which is just an indication that he's a sort of favourite. But when you take him out of the equation, there's 4 or 5 men who could be getting the bronze and silver medals here.
And that was Gudeli that we saw just a second ago, looking calm, looking composed.
Yeah, I was going to say the Albanians in recent times have got a pretty appalling record of infringements.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you call it a day? You know, we were supposed to have had 2 Albanians here, both with doping records. I mean, nobody wants him back.
Second attempt. Needs this to get himself on his way. Arms almost at the extremity of the bar.
Ooh. Under pressure now is Alejandro Gonzalez of Spain. 2 failures at 145. Let's take a look. This one was better than his opening attempt, but unable to secure it overhead. Back does tighten up there. Pull him with the arms a little, whips the head back, shoulders go back. Ideally, the effort wants to be in the lower extremities, the glutes and the quads, not the upper body.
I made a little note when I was looking at his recent form record that he's been sort of yo-yoing in terms of performance over the last 4 years or so. You know, one good year, one poor year, one good year, one poor year. And Tim Kring now, 145 kilos. So this is definitely for a personal best. We wish him well. This would be a nice way to finish off his first half, 3 out of 3. But it is, for him, a serious question.
Serious question that he could not answer. Didn't look committed to that at all. The tempo of the lift was very different. It was all one speed. There was no real attack, no conviction. Got a question whether he really believed he could. There's a difference between committing and really committing, and he was never properly underneath it.
So Alejandro Gonzalez under real pressure now to stay alive in the competition. He's got to make this to give himself a chance of a total. Better.
So much better and really well deserved. He's worked hard for that. Thank goodness, he says.
Yeah, exactly so. Yeah, it was almost a, what can I say, to his coach there. So Yunda Batula out now. Nico Muller in the lead with 145 kilos because he got there first, and now Batula trying to take that extra kilo to put himself up from third to first. Still a lot of lifters to get going from Latvia, from Poland, from Spain, Romania and Albania. So we're still early days.
Let go, let go. Whoa.
Once that starts to happen, there's no way of retrieving.
Well, it started to happen at mid-thigh. As soon as he whipped his head back, shoulders followed, and a massive swing on the bar as a result. The swing of the bar is the looping overhead. It's very hard to stop it from trying to slow it down. Once it's going, it's going.
And 146 is his bogey number from last year. So he was intelligent to go for 143 to start, just to get the first one in. Now,
It was exactly the same weight, wasn't it, that he bombed?
Godeli of Albania has posted 160 for his first attempt. Razvan Martin for Romania, 155. Matta, the second of the Spanish lifters, 140. Daniel Barr of Poland, 147, along with Ritvars Suharev from Latvia, who's got the company of Rebecca Kohar in his corner, the triple gold medalist earlier in the championships. Nico Muller for Germany, 145 kilos, which he's now achieved, but nobody wants 146, so Batula has to go again. He was 10th in the European rankings in 2016, managed to snatch 148 kilos on that particular occasion. But under pressure now, because it's really important. If you want a chance of the medals at the end of the evening, you've got to stay close. So he cannot afford to miss this. Well, same thing again, deja vu.
Yeah, the problem really is coming at the mid-thigh as he attempts to be powerful through the middle. He's whipping his head back, and that takes the shoulders. There it is. And that shoulder movement back drives the hips forward. Don't want to be holding that. Shoulders say no, thank you very much.
Daniel Barr out on the stage for the first time, representing Poland. And since these weight categories were established in 1998, no Polish lifter has achieved the championship in this particular weight class, which in a way is sort of surprising, because they've had quite a lot of talent over the years. But he's only 23. 148 his opener. First attempt, first senior championship on his way.
Well, I'm interested to see from the side what happens. Clearly, he's arming as he comes off the floor. I always encourage relaxed arms, but the thing is, he's tight in the arms as he comes off the floor, but he doesn't really bend them anymore. So, in a sense, he's kept his arms in the same position, hence why he's able to generate good power.
Got a bronze medal in the Junior Europeans 4 years ago, but he was a 69-kilo lifter at that time, so it's taken him obviously quite some time to find his way onto a senior stage. And the bar going to 150 for Suharez Ritmas from Latvia. Like Rebecca Kohar, lives in the National Training Centre pretty close to the Baltic Sea. Fourth in the Junior Worlds last season with a snatch of 154, clean and jerk 180, 334. 2 times European Youth Champion, twice Junior European Champion in 2nd place. But the Junior European Champion in his own right last season.
Goodness me.
That could have been nasty.
Yeah, I think he's struggled to let go of the bar because of the amount of tape on his hands. I think he actually stuck to it. Not a huge amount wrong. It's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't let go. You see how much tape he's got on his hands.
So this is Andres Eduardo Matta representing Spain, although he was born in Venezuela. His mother's Spanish, his dad Venezuelan. Moved to Spain, though, at an early age 2. And as I said, like his teammate, these days, home is Las Palmas, Canary Islands. Well, of the 2 Spanish, that's the better way to start your campaign.
Yes, it is. And you can hear the Spanish behind us shouting, bien, bien, bien. Well, good it certainly was. Nice overhead, taking the full width of the bar. Tall guy, long levers. Nice technician, lovely positions all the way through.
Yeah, he was 5th in the World Championships. Now Nico Muller, his girlfriend Michelle in the audience. The 2 of them at the moment nearing completion of their first house. You've done a bit of self-building construction in your time as well, haven't you?
Yeah, is that where I get a plug? I've just built a log cabin. Check it out on Sykes Cottages.
Please.
Sorry. Nice, lovely lifting, very, very powerful.
Yeah, I love that, it was sharp, really good. So 150, Matta got it, so Muller lies 2nd at the moment, but still waiting in the wings to start. Razvan Martin for Romania and Daniel Goldedi of Albania. So these lifts really matter. Now Suharez, again, here he is in a situation where he seriously needs to make this. He's got 154 as a personal best. At 19, he is the youngest of the 9 in tonight's championship.
Nice correction. Very, very strong overhead. Silly error on the first one. Have to put it behind you, focus on what is still to come. 1 attempt remains. Tips forwards as he comes off the floor. Compensates well.
So Daniel Barr now dropped down to 4th place, but this is a 3-kilo increase up to 151. 2nd attempt. I've got his personal best at 153, or at least that's what he told me about 15 minutes before we started the competition.
Well, it's kind of irrelevant what research we do. If that's what he says he's done, we have to go with that. I'll take his word for it.
Well, it's better to ask the man himself, isn't it? Because there's often a big difference between what you've done in competition and what you've done in the hall.
Ooh, does well, nearly loses it backwards. Having a few words with himself overhead.
Got a bit of presence about him.
You're referring to the hairstyle?
No, not that. I mean, just, you know, he's...
I mean, you know, these guys, a lot of them are coming on here. They demand, I guess, respect when they step onto the stage.
First senior championship.
I think we're going to see this guy for many years to come.
Next change, Miller goes up. 151, Latvia, set it down.
Razvan Martin just prowling, just waiting. 155 is the opener that he's posted. He must be pretty much there with the conclusion to his warm-up. Maybe one attempt remaining. There's going to be another, I don't know, 2 or 3 lifts maybe before he's on.
Yeah, it does look as if he's looking for prey, doesn't he?
Also goes up 154 kilograms, please. Andres Matta, Spain, second attempt.
So, Matta asking for 150. Well, it was Matta. It's now Müller who's asked for 154 kilos. And this would be a new personal best for the German by a kilo. But what's happening now? Bayer's out, is he, for 154? And Müller has gone. Müller's still on 154.
This is the moment again, David, where we're better off saying nothing because they're changing every 2 seconds. The honest answer is, well, we don't know who's coming out.
So it is Barr at 154. So whether it's Müller or whether it's this man, it's still a new personal best attempt. Been lifting for some 10 years now.
Go on his toes this time. Can he stand still? Keep the arms locked.
Yes, the down signal.
Well, that was an effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, but worth it. Just takes himself to the top of the table.
You see the arms trembling under the bar. So he lands it, saves it, stands forward, nearly loses it again. Has to show control before the referees will give him the down signal. On his toes all the way, wasn't he?
But that's 3 out of 3. So can you ask for more? I think that's a fair start. So there you have it. You can see the people who have already started. What you can't see until the next page is Razvan Martin, who is about to start for Romania, as planned at 155. Olympic bronze medalist in London at 69 kilos. European silver medalist last year. This is a weight he's accomplished on many an occasion in competition. Oh, whips it overhead.
Well, there's a lot of whipping going on. Not the tidiest of lifts that we've seen, but immensely powerful. Very, very explosive. And that's what's so important in this sport. Gets to mid-thigh, attack it, and he certainly does that. I do believe weightlifting and powerlifting are called the wrong things. There's no power in powerlifting, but there certainly is in weightlifting.
So what would you call powerlifting?
Weightlifting. Come on, David, it's not rocket science.
I thought you were going to come up with something completely alternative.
No, just switch the names around.
Matta, second attempt, 155, to move him from third to second. Still Nico Muller with one lift left, and Saharevs of Latvia also with one, and Godeli has yet to start. He's got 3, of course. Razvan Matta has got 2. Well, there's fire for you, determination. And Andreas Matta, that's really good lifting from his point of view. Gets a personal best by a kilo more than he actually snatched in the World Championships. Nico Muller. Well, he's dropped down to 4th place, so he needs this 155 to put him back into a medal position. But I sense that the German athlete and his team are really thinking of the longer game, i.e. the overall medals. But that is 3 out of 3. No worries at all.
Well, so often we see the Germans come out and execute, and you know what? This is down to the regime they have in place. As they come through the ranks, they drill the technique, drill, and the Germans all lift in a very similar style. And they're always so proficient in the movements. Needs to be careful, though. You're not allowed to let go of the bar before it reaches the shoulders. Apart from that, pretty good.
So Romania leading, Spain in silver medal position, Germany 3rd. Bayo of Poland's dropped to 4th, but he's still there in contention. And now Suharevs, this is his last attempt, and the bar for him has gone to 156, that all-important kilo that will take him up into the lead. And there aren't too many lifts remaining, so this could be very important. The first attempt was, well, could have been very ugly. That's when his hands look as if they got stuck to the bar with his tape, but he's made amends. 156.
He's fighting, the upper body is shaking all over the place.
But it's a good lift.
Well, I think he's looking at the referees there to say, why did you make me hold it so long?
157.
Yeah, exactly, that's why.
Yeah.
Not happy, the strain on the elbows there. Very, very well to hold it. A lot of strain on that right elbow.
So the youngest man in the lead now, 19-year-old Saharis Ritvas, and again that's another personal best, 156, 2 kilos ahead of anything he's done before in competition. So Matta now lying in 3rd place. Saharev's effort, by the way, pushing Nico Muller out of the medals, out of the snatch medals, that is. But it's very, very tight. 2 kilos at the moment, covering the top 5.
Oh, he's done well. It's there.
And that's another man who's made 3 out of 3, 157. The required kilo takes Spain into the lead. But it's still very close, Michele. I mean, looking at the top 5, 3 kilos separating them.
I don't want to make a call here. This is too close to call.
I mean, I know we got Matta and we got Godeli, who on entered weights look to be the favourites, but Martin coming out on 158 here, 2nd attempt. So this 2nd attempt just doing what is necessary to get into the lead, because essentially this is going to secure at the very least the silver medal for the snatch. His teammate who won the championship last year, total 360, Razvan 348, so he was some way away down in the silver medal position on that occasion.
Never set the start position. He lost that before the bar even came off the floor. From the side would be good, please.
Well, this is getting even tighter. because it means that Martin can't get away from the pack.
There we go. Chest was never high, back was never tight, everything was always forwards. Well, no surprising it went south. He'll be following himself now as well. He's the only lifter left in, apart from Daniel Godelli of Albania.
Yeah, who isn't going to do him any favours. He's on 160 and he's not interested to come in until the hometown man, Matta, has completed his lifts. But if he gets this 158, again, there'll be just 4 kilos between the top 5, excluding Godelli.
And there is Godelli, just prowling around, ready to go. I don't think the towel is to keep him warm. I think it's more to mop up the sweat. It is so warm in here.
Yeah, it's because the weather, I mean, since I arrived here, I think we've just had all the seasons. I mean, I got here on the morning of the 20th, you know, when we were setting everything up, and it was snow and
the airports
ice.
were closed, weren't they?
No, I got in okay. It was a few days later that we had half a metre of snow.
Oh, goodness me. Well, I was told that the day before I flew in that they closed the airport.
Yeah, we've had intense rain, fog in the night.
Sunny today.
Lovely today.
Right, come on then.
So 158, third and final attempt. So this is pressure. He's not where he expected to be.
Well, he took a fraction longer in the start position. A fraction of a second is all he needed.
And that takes him right up into the lead, 158.
160, 159.
And that's actually a kilo short of his personal best of 159, but I haven't seen that 159. Ooh, if I'm being really honest, I haven't seen 159 for 6 years with him.
Well, been off the stage for 4 of those. And this is it, you just don't know, you know, I don't know, the games he's had for so many years of using, and...
Yeah. No, I mean, I was talking about Razvan Martin, by the way. He hasn't been off the stage for 4 years.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were on about Daniel.
Sorry.
Let's not confuse matters. Here is Daniel Godelli, 159. He's come down a kilo just to secure the gold.
Silver medalist in 1977 in this weight class. Actually, let me put that right. He was second to Kerimai, who was actually due to take part in tonight's competition. We still haven't heard what's happened to him. But in 2014, Kerimai got the title in Tel Aviv, and Godelli was the runner-up.
Well, what to say about that lift? Go back to the drawing board.
Well, if he misses one more...
David, that was rough.
Yeah.
There's no other way of saying it. I'm trying to come up with something really positive to say. It was fast.
Well, I tell you what, if he misses the other one, the pack are going to be really
so
delighted. Yeah.
Careful, coach. Nearly messed the hair up then. But, you know, that was a very, I don't know, just a very ropey lift, and it, to me, looked nowhere near. That is his style, that's how he lifts, but he almost laughed at himself as he came off the platform.
There's the leader at this moment in time. Godelli, in his time, a junior world champion at 69 kilos. There's the Albanian contingent. Coach was naughty last night. Ran onto the stage, which is against the rules, to give his lifter a flag, but has been warned, should that happen again, he'll be out of here. So Godelli, 159 kilos. This is only a couple of kilos off his best ever anyway. No. this puts a completely different complexion on the opening weights and the strip that the protocol start list was suggesting, because he's going to have to come out and do that again, and that means, were he to do it, I mean, what would there be? 159, 150, only 5 kilos between the whole field. Oh, 5 kilos between the top 5.
But it does make for a very exciting competition. Even if he is successful with this, he doesn't have a runaway lead, which is what we thought might happen.
As you look at the state of play there, earlier in the day in the B group, Great Britain's athlete in the development squad, Jason Epton, was in competition. Bit fragile in the snatch, only got one of them.
Yeah, and Chris Murray, out of the two of them, it was Chris that came out on top. 11th place at the moment. Yeah, 5 out of 6 lifts. That was a decent display by him. Yeah, they both did really well and will have gained a lot from this experience. Chris in particular, he had a great save on one of his clean and jerks.
So Gonzales, well, no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, when you've just had 2 failures in the first half of the competition, you know what faces you. Potentially elimination from the total race. Hugely experienced, but can he bring it to bear? No. And the complexion of this European Championship has immediately changed.
Well, did you see the smiles backstage just then from Razvan Matta? He is absolutely delighted. Couldn't believe his luck there, but you know, credit where credit's due. That was not good. There was not much good with that at all. Round his knees off the floor, back was rounded off the floor. The very basics that you'd expect to instill in a lifter just wasn't there.
So Razvan Martin gets the gold for Romania. There he is, chuffed a bit. Andres Matta gets the silver for Spain. And Ritvas Suharev of Latvia gets a bronze medal ahead of Nico Muller of Germany. There you can see, look at the right-hand column there, how close it is, 158 down to 154 to Daniel Barr of Poland. And this is a real open affair. And Gonzales, yes, he can go for clean and jerk honours, but he's out of the total race, and this is now even more open. The 10-minute interval is underway. We'll be back for the clean and jerk after this. Well, Michaela, all to play for in this European Championship at 77 kilos. Gonzales, the man who's bombed out 3 attempts, and all of them failures for Gonzales at 159 kilos. He can go for the clean and jerk, but his disappearance means that this competition is wide open. And what have we got? The top 5 separated by, what, 5 kilos? Something like that. It is
super close, and we thought, looking at the start list, that Gonzales may run away with it. Well, he certainly hasn't. I guess what goes around comes around. He is out of the overall standings, so 159, missed 3 times. This makes it wide open, and there's going to be a whole lot of excitement in the back room. Coaches will be watching eagerly and making, hopefully, the right calls for their athletes.
So just a little but important correction. It's actually 4 kilos separating the top 5. Razvan Martin, and now on stage, Denmark's Tim Kring. Finished in 8th place at the halfway stage, brings forward 141 kilos.
Well, it's a fairly solid opening attempt.
It is, and it gives him a total of 309 kilos, and it eclipses the man who led early afternoon in the B group, his Danish teammate Ahmed Alam, who totaled up 300. But Tim justifying his place in the A medal final. And the Albanians, well,
they're probably trying to make a decision whether or not to bother about the clean and jerk. Looks like they're assessing an elbow injury. Did he tweak his elbow overhead Did he have the bar overhead?
I don't think he did have the bar over. I think it was all sort of left in front, really.
Or is this a bit of, hey, I've hurt my elbow, that's why I bombed? Well, whatever the reason, will he clean and jerk? We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't need to warm up just yet, even if he is.
Bar going to 170 for Tim Kring, because nobody else wants this number. Just to give you an idea, well, the man in second place, Andres Matta, he's due to come in at 180. Suharev's Ritraz, 176. And also Daniel Barr of Poland, 180. 185 for Razvan Martin, and Gudeli would have come in at 190. But this is Martin.
Well, you've got to play the intelligent game as well. It's got to be the weight you finish on is what we're looking for, not the weight that you start on. So these lifters, some of them will be looking to start modestly and build. Some of them will be sticking to their own game plan. But there's going to be one or two coaches right now that feel their athlete has a chance of a medal. It really is that close.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, you know, sort of you cannot afford to miss an attempt.
You know, those that are higher in the pecking order, they've got slightly lighter starting weights. But the starting weights right now are only a guide as well. Anything can change with those in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes.
But even those who realistically didn't come here, Mikhaila, with a thought of a medal in their heads, would have had targets. And if they reach those targets, a lot of time their national federations will be rewarded financially as much as anything else because they're making progress. And this really applies to this young man, Tim Kring.
Ooh, the first one was tough, but that was real challenge of the leg and back strength. He just doesn't have it today, does he? He's out of gas. If you notice, when he tries to stand with a clean, the upper back just folds. And whilst we need massive lower back strength, we also need a good degree of upper back strength to maintain good posture and position when under strain like this. Just doesn't have the legs to drive to arm's length. Well, I'll be very surprised if he's able to nail that on a third.
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed for him because clearly it would suggest that maybe the preparation for these championships hasn't got 100% because 175 is a weight he's lifted on several occasions. Gudeli, goodness knows what are they bandaging up? Will he be able to lift with all the bandaging? Well,
for a clean and jerk, I mean, you are allowed to have the arms covered. You know, you're allowed, the rules have changed, you're allowed to have tight-fitting sleeves on. I don't know what the rule is about bandaging an elbow. The limiting factor is, can he then bend his elbow to rest the bar on his shoulder? Who knows? Who knows if he's even going to come out? He will need to start warming up. But he's probably still got another 10 minutes before he starts warming up.
Yeah. Like to see one or two other people there. Andres Matta warming up now, and also Saharevs, because they're very much in the mix, and also Nico Muller in warm-up. Germans are particularly, you talked a lot about their technique and how good they are at drilling it in. When it comes to the clean and jerk, they're masters of that.
Particularly overhead jerks. Yeah. I don't want to tempt fate now, but the jerks are so solid. And I just wish we had that grounding in the UK, where we could really drill the youngsters as they're coming through the ranks to be technically proficient. And it means backing off the weights to get that right, then so be it.
So, third attempt here for Tim.
That's better.
He's given himself a chance.
Oh, he split long, can he steady? Well, he did the right thing, wasn't able to drive the bar any higher, so he split lower to get underneath. He had it at arm's length. Not to be today, what a shame.
Alejandro Gonzalez.
Good extension, catches it on his toes though, manages to stand. We'll see how wide he splits from this position. Had to go low. It's the right thing to do,
and 75.
but tangled himself up in the recovery process.
Ends up with a total of 309, and, well, can do better than that. Last year, he was a 69-kilo lifter, so still getting used to the 77-kilo task. He warmed to that in the World Championships. Disappointing that it didn't happen for him tonight. And now Gonzales, Alejandro Gonzalez, from a, well, lowly 6th place. I say lowly because he's all of 13 kilos off the lead at the half-time stage of the competition. So that at least gets him a total, gets him on his way, takes him to 320 kilos and into the overall lead.
Lifter to bowl is Alejandro Gonzalez, 5.
Good attack through the middle of the lift. Adjusts the hands to make the jerk easier. I wish I could do that. Splits nice and evenly. The weight distribution was good.
So now the bronze medalist from the first half of the competition at 19, Sahares Ritvars for Latvia. Just about halfway through these championships, and 12 countries already have achieved medals in the first 4 days of the competition. ...176 kilos, and that's secure. And as a result of that, the Latvian takes himself to first place in the overall ranking, as well as the lead in the clean and jerk. 332.
Oh, some brilliant lifting, nice positions.
It's interesting, Lithuania, Latvia, Baltic states, from time to time they come up with sort of remarkable athletes, but you get a sense with Latvia that maybe, you know, there's a little group now building, and, you know, when you got the talent of someone like Rebecca Kohar in there as well.
Well, they're feeding off each other, don't they?
Yeah, the spirit comes in.
They have expectations as well. They don't come here to make up numbers. They come here and they're hungry. I think that is evident from Zaharev's reaction on the snatch. He finds himself in medal position. He's hungry for more.
So, Petula Gunda Petula, Bulgaria. Not a great first half, only 1 out of 3. And that looks hard enough.
Well, jerk position very good. Feet were not in line, but the referees were happy to give him the down signal. Well, if you want to give yourself a back injury, then lift with squiffy hips like this. See this hip position now as he lands, he comes up, the hips go out to one side. Oh my goodness me, that hurts my back watching. Jerk, very nice.
322 takes the lead in the clean and jerk, but he's 10 kilos behind Saharev's, because he was 13 kilos behind the half-time leader, Matta. So really playing catch-up. And now this senior championship debutant, Daniel Barr. 3 out of 3, 5th place, only 4 kilos off the lead, coming out for 180. And that is the weight that he posted as his intended first attempt. I think this young man has got a future. Ricardo?
Very impressed with the jerk position. Bit of work on the clean needed, but yeah, moving in the right direction. My goodness, he's here, he's fighting, he's in contention. Very army off the floor. It's like his feet are stuck to the floor. Good strength. When you land in that position, you want your front knee to be over your heel, not over your toe, otherwise you end up, over years, giving yourself a spot of tendonitis.
5 kilos more, and he'll have announced a new personal best overall. I can see that happening, given that that was his first attempt.
Well, Matta, we just saw him picture, there he is, Spanish guy just chilling out. He's been called to the platform, but he clearly is not coming out.
But his teammate looks as if he's going to come out, Alejandro Gonzalez, who is up to 4th, but it's a bit of a false position because, you know, he was that far behind, 13 kilos behind at half-time. So, as you can see there, Gonzales, plenty of athletes yet to start. But lift this will do him no harm. This will take him to 3:25. Nip him up into 3rd place overall.
Works hard for this. Well, the first attempt looked hard. This one looks harder, but he's technically good enough to get himself in the right position. Really well done, Alejandro Gonzalez.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those nights for him, isn't it? He's going to look back on those 2 failures in the snatch and go, if only.
Oh, how many times do lifters do that?
Yeah.
It is such a fight. You know, you only have 3 attempts in the snatch, 3 on the clean and jerk to hit your maximum. And you know what? There's so much pressure here in that moment. Spotlights, cameras, crowd. Who can bring it when it matters?
So the bar's gone to 181 for this promising Latvian, and this would give him an extra 5 kilos, take him to 337, and he'd then have a 3 kilo lead over Daniel Barr of Poland. So Ritvaz, or I should say Sahara's Ritvaz.
Nice. Oh, needs to fight, and he does. Can he stand still?
Stay on the platform, put the bar on the platform. Oof, how close was that?
I think the centre referee was getting it. I don't know, the centre referee actually gave a hand signal to put it down. So normally the buzzer would go, maybe the didn't hear the buzzer, I don't know, but this was close. 4 metre square platform, rules say you have to remain on it and the bar has to be dropped onto it. If it rolls off after, that's fine. Oh, he's running out of room fast.
Well, that's really good. He's really fighting for that. We've seen that in the first half. Now we've seen it in the second half. 337 kilos. Junior European champion last year with 333. 4th in the Junior Worlds with 334. Now, a couple of kilos, 3 kilos to the good. So, excellent work.
A very gutsy lifter.
So, Nico Muller now. $183. Well, this is a weight he's done. He's actually done more than this. I didn't have the 195 down, but I've had a note from Mark Hooster giving me some different PBs for Nico. 195, 350 for a total.
Lovely. Nicely to arm's length.
Yeah.
Technically very, very good. My only hesitation is, was he oscillating?
Well, I think that was first class.
Technically, movements very, very good. Not much to fault here at all. Chest was high, good leg extension, easy to stand. Watch the bar whipping though. Bar never stops. That is not a natural whip, that to me is oscillation.
But 338, he's in the lead by the necessary kilo ahead of Saharas and Barr. And now Yunda Batula of Bulgaria, who's at the moment dropped down to 5th place. And this is a 4-kilo increase to take him to 326. It's really all about the clean and jerk. It will put him up into the silver medal position in the clean and jerk. Awkward. Look at the hips again.
The jerk is brilliant. He splits so wide. He's quite a short guy. Levers are not very long. So for him, that is a very long split position. Makes him very stable underneath the bar. Just worried for his back. That is not right. Whoa. Nicely underneath the bar, overhead. Well done.
Well, just looking at that, Batula, well, I've got 180 as his best, so, I mean, he's in the clean and jerk. It's a bit ugly, but he's got to a new mark, and he's got a total. He's hauled himself up into 4th place overall, the silver in the clean and jerk, but there are too many men out there who are still dangerous. Still no sign from Gadelli. They haven't put any dashes, so I can only presume that he's going to come out.
Yeah, they're maybe just buying their time, but I just saw a glance then at Alejandro Gonzalez of Spain going for something in the warm-up room.
Matta, here's Alessandro's teammate.
Often when there's a big gap between your first and your second attempts in terms of time, sometimes the lifters like to throw an extra lift in the warm-up room just to keep the legs ticking over.
Well, here's the man who's only a kilo down at the halfway stage behind the Romanian. Andres Matta, 3 very good attempts, 150, 155, 157, going for 185 for his opener here. Now this will clearly take him into the lead. The only time he's been on a European podium was as a junior.
Oh, I don't know, David. Too much movement in the elbows for my liking.
Well, no lift. Let's have a look at it from front close-up, and we'll get a good idea, I think. But that looked like a really good piece of judgment.
Well, the jury, all members of the jury also failed it. Good to there, but then they bend as he recovers. He's very long in the levers. That's a very long way for the bar to travel. He has the same issues I used to have, but there was movement, I'm afraid.
And of course that failure again, now there's a little chink of light for 1 or 2 others now. Matta, who's in 2nd place, so he's only got 2 more attempts. And Matta, so he led at half-time. He said he was going to come out at 185. He's doing just that. And I think this is very sensible to get the total, get this in. He's trying to retain this championship for Romania. The man who won it last year, Dumitru Kaptari, 360 kilos he totaled. Don't think we're going to get to that.
Goodness, he near enough power cleaned it. Whoa! There's some power in those legs today. Just waiting to get out. And when I said he near enough power clean it, watch the replay. Catches the clean so high. If he catches it above 90 degrees, it would be a power. Very, very easy. Super explosive overhead. Well, he's the man to beat here today.
He's just stamped his authority. 343 kilos. He's now 5 kilos ahead of Nico Muller, but he's got 2 lives left. So has Nico. Come to that. And Barr now, he's also got 2 lives left. Now he's going from 180 to 185, which would take him to 339. Now this would take him up overall from 4th into 2nd spot. It wouldn't take him into the lead in the clean and jerk, but it would put him into the medals for the clean and jerk. Just getting that a little bit harder. Was that?
He's gone dizzy.
Yeah, a little close to the windpipe.
Very, very army. So he's using his arms a lot as he comes off the floor on the clean. But when he was holding the bar on his shoulders, you could just see his pecs and his deltoids bulging out. Just a sign he was holding it on his upper body. Need to see it from the front, really. But see the adjustment there to get it off his windpipe so he can get the oxygen in.
Yeah, close from the front would be good just to...
But trying to push it overhead, you can't do it with these kind of weights.
But no time, I'm afraid, to Matta. Second attempt. It's getting very crucial now. Lifts running out. And Gonzales has retired. The Albanian will not be coming out for the clean and jerk.
That's better. A bit more grit and determination. Job done.
Yeah, and a bit of relief there for Matta. Goes up into second place. He's now only a kilo behind Matta, but the difference is Martin's got 2 attempts. He's only got 1.
Watch the hand position here. As he lands, he loses his fingers. As he stands, he adjusts it. That's the way to do it. So if you're watching back home and you have trouble with your grip, perfect example of how to regain it.
So at this moment in time, young Chris Murray from Great Britain, the better of the 2 British lifters early in the day, with a couple of retirements and absenteeism as well, he's now up to a very respectable 10th.
Well, he's done well. I mean, what more can you ask? Young lad. You know, both of them in the B group. It's fantastic to have them here, to see them doing well and holding their own. You know, this is, as we've said time and time again, this is a much more level playing field this year. This is how it should be. This is much cleaner, and we're seeing real weights. We're seeing real people lifting real weights, not all performance enhanced. Yeah, and I hope that you're going to be able to echo that thought when you get over to Australia, to the Gold Coast, Mikhailo, with the Commonwealth Games, because it should be, again, a level playing field there. The Commonwealth Games is great for that reason. Yeah. You have 1 or 2 countries that are maybe questionable, but on the whole, it is a much cleaner environment. So Daniel Barr going for 185 again now. The situation has changed now. This would take him to 330. Yeah, 339. Just squeeze him into 3rd place ahead of Nico Muller, if he can make it. Remember, he just got the bar a little close to the windpipe. He was a little dizzy. That's better. And he's given himself a fighting... Oh, what a pity. And he is angry.
No.
Could have made that, Mikhailo.
If he could have, he would have. I hate that saying, I could have done that. No, you couldn't. If you could have, you would have, but you didn't. Simple as. He gave it everything. The clean was strong. Jerk was much better. He had it to arm's length. Not to be, though. Just couldn't hold it there. Well, former junior European champion, first senior competition there for Daniel Barr, 334, sitting in 5th place. That's not bad. Not bad for your first senior outing. Now, Gonzales, he's also out of the medals. He got a bronze in the snatch, but now 5 kilo increase, and this would take him to 342. Just to get back in amongst the medals. Well, he would lead the clean and jerk, and he would knock Nico Muller out of the medals for the moment. Oh. No. Well, at 19, I think we're going to see more of him in the years to come. 337 represents a new personal best total. In the snatch phase, he managed 156. That was 2 kilos to the good. And the clean and jerk is where he just got found out.
Nico Müller, Germany.
So now Nico Müller sitting third in the clean and jerk, third in the overall, and taking 4 kilos. Just trying to work this out. I mean, that would take him to
David,
342.
can I give you a clue?
Yeah.
You see on the scoreboard, just over there, in the hall, it says if successful, be third in the total.
No, well, he'd be
You're
third.
trying to do the maths, I'm
no,
just
I know,
looking
but I was thinking, why didn't he take 1 more kilo?
Because he wants to get in amongst the medals first.
Well, he is amongst the medals. He's third as it is now.
He wants to keep pushing amongst the medals. Nice, building step by step is what he's doing. 1 attempt remaining.
No, I understand that, but do you think he could have taken another kilo?
I think that was a sensible call. I think a 190 maybe next attempt will push him to the limit, but could be doable. I don't think this is a limit.
Well, according to Mark Huster, 195 is within his compass.
Well, he's gone 183 to 187. He may go 191. We'll see.
Here's the current leader by a kilo from Matta of Spain, who still has 1 attempt left. Nico Müller's got 1 attempt left. Batula's got 1 left, and also Alejandro Gonzalez.
Goodness me. Well, we did not expect that, did we? That's only a 3 kilo increase.
And that would have, if he'd done it, probably put this competition out of reach.
Well, he's just dropped a clanger here. Clean, he's on his heels there. I think he went dizzy by his reaction as he came off the platform. Just not to arm's length. Needs to split that bit wider, get that bit lower. This may just have opened the competition up even more.
Remember, Godelli was on paper the favourite. This man was the second favourite. And he's still in the lead, but only by a kilo. So, Matta, I think the Spanish will be hoping to put Matta in here, and the Germans, to make sure the...
We still have 2 left.
Barr's gone to 189. You got
Batula and Gonzales, Bulgaria and Spain, have just waited. I mean, Gonzales has put 10 kilos on his last attempt.
9 actually.
Kilos. He's come
9
down.
kilos. But obviously, you know, trying for a clean and jerk honour.
Well, this will put him up into the lead overall, won't it?
325 plus 9, 334.
Yeah, this is for the lead.
No, hang on a second. It's not, because the leaders have got 340s, and he's over on 325. So 9 kilos puts him into the 330s, not the 340s. But this is for clean and jerk honours.
Oh, not to be. It was a gutsy effort, a brave attempt.
So is Batula going to try and do the same thing? Yunda Batula for Bulgaria.
No, 190 is the weight he's posted. Well, let's take a look here, what happens. Apart from not being strong enough today, good extension, gets under it, just drops his chest.
Well, the bar sitting at 189 now with Martin's name, but it's changing now. Yunda Batula coming in at 190. So whatever happens, Razvan Martin, he failed at 180, and so he's going to have to come in at least at 190.
Well, pressure is on.
Well, yeah, you know, because Matta and Müller now from Spain and Germany got a real chance.
Yunda Batula of Bulgaria taking a big increase from 183 up to 190 here, 7 kilos up on his previous attempt. The clean last time was challenging. The jerk was solid. Well, he gave it a go. It was the weight he needed to get himself up in contention for a medal on the clean and jerk. It wouldn't have been good enough for an overall.
Well, now we come to the climax of the competition. 3 lifts, 3 lifters, and they're all in the medals at the moment, one way or another. Matta, as you see this failure, Razvan Matta for Romania leads overall, but is only second in the clean and jerk. Andreas Matta, he's third in the clean and jerk, but second in the overall. And Nico Muller leads the clean and jerk with 187 and is third overall. So this is where the medals are going to go amongst these 3. And now Matta with 190, having failed at 188. But he's going to have to do this with the greatest of economy in the first phase. He is strong overhead. But does he have the strength to drive up? Gets the clean, okay. And now the complex changes yet again.
Well,
he might still win.
He's still in the lead overall, second in the clean and jerk, but 2 lifters remaining.
And his destiny is now in the hands of others.
He cannot do any more. Clean, well, that was so high where he caught it. Manages to sink in and stand, but the jerk, again, not to arm's length.
Now, Matta, this is a 6-kilo increase. He's weighted. So this would take him to 348. He would really throw the gauntlet down to Nico Muller. They're both on the same number of kilos, but it's he who gets there first. So if he gets this, he's forcing Muller to take that extra kilo. So 6 for Matta, it would be 7 for Muller. No.
Oh, dear me. What an opportunity. Oh, he's kicking himself. He wants to do it again.
191 kilograms.
Okay, so Martin leads, Matta is second, and there's one throw of the dice. You can see the press outs clearly there. And now the situation is this. Razvan Martin backstage is in the lead. Hopefully we'll keep an eye on him with the camera as Nico Muller comes out here. And Nico Muller now needs to take exactly the same, 187 to 191. But for him, it's only a 4-kilo increase.
He can do this.
And this is within the 195 range that Mark Huster says that he's confident he can do. So a title, a gold medal championship for Germany in the offering here. Third and final attempt, the last lift of the 77-kilo championship.
He's on his toes.
This for the title. Come on, stand tall, stand strong, he's done it. He has done it. Germany have won a European title.
Well, there was discussion in the jury right in front of us just then. Did he let go of it above shoulder height? But they were just about happy. They've let him have it. Let's have a look.
All the angles
Being
here.
on his toes takes a huge step forwards. It's made the jerk harder. So good overhead, as we said the Germans always are. No problem at all. Let's see where his hands are when he lets go. Oh, it was shoulder height. That is just basic discipline. But he is the champion of Europe.
Well, I'm now going to have to go back in history. I'm trying to think of the last German title that was won.
I'll let you do the research.
I'm thinking of famous names like Caruso and...
Huster?
yeah, that's going back a bit.
No, 90. I don't know. When did this?
Well, you're going back to
Mark,
Ronnie
Mark, if
Vella.
you're listening, please may you send us a quick email.
Yeah.
David is on standby.
There's the situation in the clean and jerk.
Right on his toes as he lands. Very lucky to save it. Jerk made so much harder because of that clean, and he still executes. Not the best we've seen, but that will do. Thank you very much.
So just waiting for the overall championship graphic. And there it is. By 3 kilos, Nico Muller becomes champion of Europe. And Razvan Martin, well, he had every opportunity. Silver to him, and the bronze goes to Andres Matta of Spain.